Today, we will introduce how to set the propeller locking function of our VTOL propulsion system. Next, let's take a look at what devices we're going to use today. First, the VL7015 motor, which comes with a magnetic encoder cable for propeller locking. We prepared a yellow sticker to help determine the propeller locking position. This is the V ESC, which also includes a cable for propeller locking. Then, we have a regulated switching power supply to provide power to the entire system. Finally, we have the V-Link data box, along with a USB data cable for communication between the computer and the V-Link, and for supply power to it. These are all the devices we will be using. Next, we will explain how to connect the wiring. First, locate the two silicone wires on our ESC, one black and one red. Connect the red wire to the positive terminal of the power supply. Connect the black wire to the negative terminal. Then, connect the three-phase wires of the ESC to the three-phase wires of the motor one by one. Next, connect the propeller locking cable of the ESC to the magnetic encoder cable of the motor. Finally, locate the 5-core shielded cable of the ESC, which consists of two JR3P connectors with gray, yellow, green, black, and white wires. First, let's take a look at the first JR3P connector. The gray wire ground connects to the terminal of the V-Link. The yellow wire CAN high connects to CH. The green wire CAN low connects to CL. Then, the other 3-pin connector with black and white wires. The black wire PWM ground connects to the terminal on the last row. The white wire PWM signal connects to the RX terminal on the last row. Please note, the top 8 rows of CAN terminals on the V-Link can be connected in any order. Meanwhile, you will also see a Type-C interface on the V-Link. Connect the USB cable to the Type-C port and connect the other end to the computer. This completes all the wiring steps. Next, we will demonstrate how to set the propeller locking function. First, open the V-Link host software to ensure the V-Link firmware is up to date. First, select UART Update and find the only firmware in the list. Then, click Restart Entry Bootloader. The V-Link will flash in red now. Click Start Download. The V-Link will now flash in white and blue. After the upgrade is complete, the V-Link will glow solid green. Now, turn on the regulated switching power supply to power the entire system. Click Manage. Next, click Search Node. We find that the node ID is 2, so change the target ID to ID2. Then, click Control Mode and select PWM mode. Ensure the ESC passes the throttle self-test. Next, click Parm Set. Then click Read Parm. We need to change the rotor lock to disable auto rotor lock. Make sure the rotor lock is set to disable auto rotor lock. Then, click Cali and click Start Calibration. Now, you can see the motor is undergoing automatic calibration. Please note, before the entire calibration process is complete, do not allow any objects or your hands to touch the motor or apply any external force to it. Okay, after calibration is complete, parameters will be displayed. Now, we can spin the motor to any position. Then, click Set Origin. Next, click Parm Set again and change the rotor lock to enable auto rotor lock. Return to the manual page and set the control mode to PWM control. Okay, now the self-test is completed. Then, spin the motor to change its position. The conventional PWM pulse width range for propeller locking is between 1080 microsecond and 1120 microsecond. Here, we set the throttle to 10. which corresponds to 1100 microsecond. We can see the motor returns to the origin position. Next, we will spin the motor for testing, observing whether it returns to the previously set angle after each stop. Now, set the throttle to 0. Then change the motor's position. Then, set the throttle to 10 again. Then set it to 0 again. Change its position once more. And apply throttle again. Okay, the motor consistently returns to the set angle. Additionally, this system supports both PWM and CAN propeller locking. CAN propeller locking is similar to PWM. Simply set the priority set in Palm set to CAN first. And select Dronacon as the control mode in manual. Moreover, the throttle range for CAN propeller locking is between 370 and 700. We set the digital throttle to 7, which corresponds to 573. This concludes the entire process of setting up the propeller locking function. Thank you for watching.